Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Python Ponder. My name is Girish Kumar, and in this session we will discuss about functions in Python. What is a function exactly? How can we create a function inside Python, and what type of arguments we can use inside a function? This discussion we will do today. So let's start the session. So I have created one document. So first we need to understand what is function in a language. So function is a block of code which is reusable. That means we will create function once and we will use it again and again. So we can call it as many as times as we want. Okay. So that block of code we call that function. So this is written once and can be used multiple times to perform a specific task. So function can be reused again and again. So what are the features of a function? So we have mainly four features. It avoids repeating of same code. If same type of requirement we have, then we can call that function. It prevents from creating again and again same type of code. So second, code is organized and easy to debug. That means code is organized from top to bottom. Easily we can identify errors and easily we can rectify those errors. Third point, it can take input like parameters and argument in it. So we create function. While creating function within parenthesis brackets, we create some arguments. So what type of arguments we can create, we will discuss in this session later. Fourth point, it returns a result. It depends how which type of functions you are going to create. If it is calculating something, then definitely you have to return it. If you don't return, then function will not be end up. A function will be continue. So to end up a function, you have to return a value. So where we can use return value, that also we will discuss. So first let's discuss how can we create a function inside Python. So in Python we use function, and function can be created with the word def. So def is defining for defining the function. So for from this word we can create a function def. So now let's discuss about the syntax. How can we create? So def will be the first word. Here we are defining the function, and after def we will give function name. It can be anything according to our requirement. Okay, and after giving that function name, we will start parenthesis brackets, and within parenthesis brackets we will use parameters. Parameters, we can give many parameters according to our requirement. Okay, one, two, three, four, whatever is the requirement, according to that we can give as many parameters. So after writing the parameters, we will close parenthesis bracket. Parameters will be within the brackets, and after that we will put full colon. Okay, so full colon is mandatory. Whatever, if you create a if statement, you create a for loop, you create a class, or you create a function, after every line you will put a colon. Okay, this means this line is end up. After that you will put enter, and after that you can write your block of code. This is the logic you will write here. If you are performing some calculation, you can write your logic. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, modulus, anything you can write. So according to that you can prepare a logic and write here. Okay, so after that, return result. That means whatever you want to return, just you mention after return. So this is just a simple code. Let us try to write this code in a online compiler. So let us create a simple function first. So first we will create with def keyword. For example, we are going to multiply two numbers. After multiply, that means multiply is the name of our function that we are going to create. Multiply is the name of the function. Just after that we will start parenthesis and full colon after end of the parenthesis. So whatever are the parameters we can mention within the parenthesis. For example, a is a parameter, b is a parameter. Okay, so now a and b two parameters. Now we will print out the logic. Which logic we can write? We want to multiply two numbers. Okay, so c, we can take a third variable c will be a into b. So this type of logic we can write it. Okay, now whatever is the output we can return in c, so return c. Okay, now this is the function definition. We have created a function. The function will multiply two numbers a and b we have given within parenthesis brackets. Okay, so now let's call this function. For calling you don't need to add anything, just type name of the function multiply, and in multiply you give it two numbers 12 and 15. For example, these two numbers you want to multiply 12 with 15, so result should come. Now result will not come because we have not printed this. Okay, so output will not be shown, just it will execute successfully, but our output will not be shown, okay, as a result. So let's see. See, so code execution successfully, but we don't see the output. For seeing the output, we can print out it. Print this function. Now you can see the output. Okay. If you don't want to print here, you can print here also. Let me show you that one also. So remove this print statement from here. Just after C, you can write print C. So this will also give you same output. Okay, but here we are printing also C and we are returning also C. That is not looking appropriate. Okay, that's why we use to print direct object. So I hope a simple function is clear to all of you. Now let's discuss further about what is function. This was a simple demo. What is function? How can we create a function? Now, what are the types of function we use in Python? So we have three main types of function. So first is built-in functions. Built-in functions are like print statement we use multiple times. Print is itself is a function. Length of any list, tuple or range, whatever is the length. For that calculating that length, we have length function. To find maximum number, we have maximum max function. To find minimum number, we have min function. Input function is also we can use string. For string, we can use input function. Sum, absolute, power, round. These all are built-in functions we can use anywhere in our Python coding system. Okay, we don't need to import anything for these functions. Okay, for second function, we have to import because these functions are built in within another modules. For example, math has multiple functions like square root, cube root, seal, floor. These are the functions which are created within another module. That module name is math. In same case, JSON, loads and dumps, these two functions are created for JSON module. Okay, so for those functions, to use those functions, we have to import these modules. So these are second type of functions. Okay, third type of function is user defined function. So user defined functions we create, just now we created with def keyword. So that is user defined function. Okay, so I hope all the three types of functions are clear now. So let's move to our arguments. So now let's copy this code. What are the types of argument? We have mainly four types of argument in Python. Okay, so one is default argument, one is positional and keyword and arbitrary. So arbitrary have itself two types of arguments, positional arbitrary and keyword arbitrary. So let us discuss one by one. So first we'll discuss default argument. First we'll create this code. Let's copy it and paste in online compiler. Okay, so now you see here we have used define keyword for defining a function. Function name we have given cust details. That means customer details are mentioned in this function. So function name is cust details. Now after cust details, we have taken three parameters. These are the arguments. Arguments we are passing here. First argument is name, second city and bill. So now just after that we put full colon, and after that we have started printing our parameters arguments. So we are printing first name, then city, then bill. Here we don't need to use return statement because we are not doing any calculation, so requirement is not there of returning any value. Okay, so just we have created here the function. So designing part is completed up to line number 4. Okay, now at line number 6 we are calling the function. So we are calling just by function name. Inside the parenthesis brackets, we can give values of the arguments. Values, last time we have given 12 and 15, right? In same way, we will give name, value of city, and value of bill. So we will give here. Okay, Amit, Jaipur, and 45,000. Now, again, we can call same function for different customers. Sumit, Noida, 49. So let's execute it. It takes some time. Okay, so see, customer name is Amit, Jaipur, and 45,000. Customer name is Sumit, Noida, and 49,000. So this is a simple function I have created. So in this simple function I will use every argument whatever we have discussed in our notepad we have mentioned. So first we'll discuss default argument. What is default argument? Okay, so in this function we have given name, city, and bill, and Amit, Jaipur, and 45,000. For example, bill, instead of bill, let's take salary. Okay, so salary will be easy to understand. So now salary we have taken instead of bill. Okay, so now what we'll write, we will discuss default parameter argument. So what are default arguments? Here, name we have to give while calling. We have to give name, right? While calling, we have to give city. While calling, we have to give salary. If you don't want to give salary, okay, if you want to fetch salary by default, whatever the value. So default value you can give while declaring, while defining the parameter. So salary will be 25,000, for example. So here, what you have done for salary, you have taken a default value. So while calling the function, if you don't use salary, you don't give salary, automatically it will fetch 25,000, that is default value. Okay, so let's check it. Okay, so now let's check for Amit and Sumit what salary comes. So we have taken salary as 25,000. So let's execute. It should come 25,000 for both. Why it gave error? Name, city, salary, cost details, Smith, Jaipur, Sumit, Noida. Salary. Sorry, we have given capital S here. Okay, that why is the code is not getting executed. So now it will execute. What was the mistake? Here we have taken small s, here we took capital S, that's why it got failed. So now see, salary got fetched 25,000 for each customer. Okay, so what we use, default argument we use, but it doesn't mean that you cannot use salary as per your requirement. You can change here. Salary you can give here 45,000. So now it will fetch 45,000 because you have manually put the values 45,000. So it will fetch 45,000. If you don't put anything, then it will fetch 25,000, whatever is the default value. So let's check. So it will fetch 45,000 if you have put manually. Okay, so this is default argument we can use while declaring the arguments, defining the arguments. Okay, so next is what? Next is positional argument. So what is positional argument? Let's discuss this also. Positional arguments, what are these? So for example, let me remove this 25,000 now. So now in this, what is the sequence you are creating the arguments? First is name, second is city, third is salary. So while calling the arguments, you will have to follow the same sequence. First you will have to put value of name, second you will have to put value of city, third you will have to put value of salary. Okay, so this is the sequence you need to follow, because in the same sequence you have created arguments while defining this here. So whatever is the sequence in line number 1, same sequence should be there in line number 6 and line number 8 while calling. Okay, you cannot change the sequence. You cannot put salary before city. It will change entire meaning, it will be changed. Okay, so let's put it. Let me put this one, 50,000 before Noida. So now let's check what is the meaning now. Now it will fetch customer belongs to 50,000 and total amount is pending Noida for second customer. See, customer belongs to 50,000 and total amount pending is Noida. That means the sequence is not correct. So in positional argument, we have to give correct sequence. Okay, whatever we have given while defining the parameters, defining the arguments. Okay, so this was positional argument. You will have to follow the same sequence. Third one is keyword argument. Okay, keyword arguments are what? In positional argument you cannot change the sequence, but in keyword arguments you can change the sequence according to you. Okay, for example, here you have taken 50,000 first, but you have changed the meaning, right? Total amount pending is Noida is coming. Now if you use keyword argument, it will show you the correct information. Let's do it. So how can you declare keyword arguments? While calling the function here in line number 8, while calling the function you will have to give key. What is key? Is name, key is city, key is salary. So what is Sumit? Sumit is name. So with key you will put your values. Okay, this is what salary. City is equal to Noida. So in line number 8 you have given keyword arguments. Okay, so let's check it. See, now the pattern is exactly correct. Customer name is Sumit, that is okay. Customer belongs to Noida, that is okay. Total amount is pending 50,000. Okay. So now see the sequence is different, right? We are taking salary at second position, but salary is coming at third in the result. Okay, because it is fetching according to key. We have mentioned key. So this is keyword argument. Okay. Next is arbitrary argument. Arbitrary arguments. Okay, so we have two types of arbitrary argument. One is only positional, and second is keyword. So what is positional arbitrary argument? First let's discuss it. Okay, so let's print an empty statement here, and now we'll create a positional arbitrary argument. Okay, so what are these? Let me try to make you understand first. Positional arbitrary argument fetch values in tuple. Okay, and use single asterisk. Asterisk is star. Okay, now keyword arbitrary argument fetch values in dictionary and use double asterisk. Two times star will be used. Okay, so first let's try with positional argument, positional arbitrary argument with single asterisk. Okay, so let's go to compiler. So in line number 15, 16, let's start. Okay, so first we will, what we'll do, we will define a function. Function name is what we, let's take it schools list. School list, this is function name. Okay, now let's create parameter. So in above parameters, default, positional, keyword arguments, you were forced to take only those parameters while calling name, city, salary. So while calling you can take only name, city and salary. You cannot take more than whatever you have declared in definition. Okay, here you have declared 4 3, but can you take it 4 here in line number 6? You cannot take it 4. Okay, so that facility is provided into these two arguments, positional arbitrary and keyword arbitrary arguments. So line number 16 we will create a positional arbitrary argument. Okay, so let's create a star and schools. So now we have created only one parameter, schools, and prefixed is what, star. This is asterisk. Okay, so now only one parameter we are taking, that is schools. Now while calling we will call the function, okay, school list. So we can mention many schools as we want. Okay, that is not specific that we can create only, we can call only one, two or three parameters. That is not here. We can call as many as we want. Okay, so now let's use a for loop. For I in what we are fetching in schools, for I in schools. Okay, and now we will print what, I. Okay, now let's call it function school list. Okay, now in school list you can give your school names. For example, DAV, DPS, KV, NVs. Okay, you have taken 4 schools. Okay, so let's call it. See, so it fetched 4 values, DAV, DPS, KV, NVS. If you want to put one more school, you can put CLPS, then it will fetch 5 schools. So it fetched 5 schools. So I think you got the point. Here you don't need to declare, you don't need to, you are not fixed. These many parameters you can pass it here. These many arguments you can pass here. Okay, you can pass as many as you want, but you need to declare in prefixed with star. Okay, while defining the arguments. Okay, so this is positional arbitrary argument. Okay, now let's move to keyword arbitrary argument. For keyword, we need to use two asterisks, right? Two star. So let's define a function. Define school details, we are getting a function. Okay, now let's put 2 star inside the parenthesis, and what is the parameter name we can give? Only school. Okay, so now let's write again for loop. So here I told you already, for positional arbitrary it's fetching the details in tuple, but in keyword arbitrary it will fetch in dictionary. So in dictionary we have two main parameters, key and values. So we fetch the values in keys and values. Okay, and one more function we have, items. Items will fetch both item and keys. Okay, key and values. Okay, sorry, key and value will be fetched by item function. So let's try that. So for key, value in what? School. Key value in school. Okay, dot items is a function that fetch both key and values. Now we will print, what? We'll print key and value. So key and value will come, how we can print it? Key and value. Will it print? It will not print because we have taken in wrong pattern. It's a dictionary, so key will be in curly brackets, value will be also in curly brackets. Okay, now it will print? No, it will not print. It should be a string. Okay, so we'll put in double quotations. Now it will print? No, it will not print. Again, it's a comma. Key and values are separated by full colon. Okay, so now let's put one more F format. So now it will print. Okay, so print. Okay, now let's call it school details. Now inside that, now we will call in a different way. Here we called what? Just direct school names. Now we are fetching details of a school. Okay, so we can fetch one school details, name, DAV. Okay, DAV public school. Okay, next parameter we can give anything. Location is equal to Delhi. Okay, now third point, medium is equal to Hindi. Okay, medium we don't need to take in double quotations. It's just key. So key can take can be taken without quotations. Okay, so what we are taking? We are taking name as DAV public school. Location, it's in Delhi. Medium, it's Hindi medium. Okay, so let's call it. See, so name DAV public school, location Delhi, and medium Hindi. So in this way you can call one more school you can call with the same direct. Only you need to put school function name. Whatever is the function name, school details. So in school details you can mention the details and you can call the function. So this is known as keyword arbitrary argument. Okay, line number 23. Keyword arbitrary argument. Line number 16 to 18. This is positional arbitrary argument. So these are the arbitrary arguments. So I hope you understood what is the function, how can we create a function, what is the meaning of returning a function, and what are the types of argument. So default argument, positional argument, keyword argument, arbitrary argument. Two types of arbitrary arguments we discussed. I hope you got it. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe my video. So later on I will discuss on library, so those videos will be coming to you. Thank you very much for watching this video.